Welcome to the Monday show. How was your weekend? Did you have a good time? All right, well, today's show is all about cosplay. Well, necessarily how to make cosplay, because as you can see around here, especially my crowning achievement with the Arkham Knight mask, as you can see, fully detailed, and a lot of people were thoroughly impressed. And it doesn't look, but if you look inside here, I don't know if you can see this. This is all craft foam. It's like they call it like 5, they don't call it, but it actually is 5mm foam. It's no bigger than this kind of stuff. And you're able to turn this kind of stuff into this kind of stuff. So we're going to put this back on the shelf. Oh God. And I just dropped the license plate. Oh well. The process is pretty simple. Well, it's not really simple, but with my tips for you in this video, I'll be able to break down exactly what you need and how simple you can make it yourself. All right. Where are my supplies? Supplies! All right. Really easy, guys. I'm going to show you exactly what type of tools, first and foremost, that you actually need for your projects if you are going to be doing any I guess cosplay for upcoming like conventions like Anime Boston or even PAX East or KatsuCon or wherever you're watching this. I learned everything I need to know about making cosplay from YouTube. YouTube, of course, as you know, is an awesome place for educational resources, and you know, you can do trigonometry and whatever, but cosplay, great channels like Zeng Prod, XIENG space prod. He's the person that I learned how to, like, well, essentially it was my first project, and I watched his videos over and over and over and over again, and I took snapshots, and I was able to make the Arkham Knight mask, which invaluable. Also, there's a video where he shows exactly what you need. This is a really small, low-cost thing for you. I'm going to break it down right now. The first thing that you want to do before anything else is come up with a project that you really want to do. Something that's easy, not too complex. You don't want to jump right into the Arkham Knight. That was actually my third mask. I'd made a lot of other not so great masks, stuff that wasn't finished. And eventually they were just learning tools. Like, okay, I screwed up, so I'm going to do it all over again and get better. So the mask that I'm working on right now was the failed prototype for the Arkham Knight. So I always try to recycle, because if I can't use a mask, then I'm going to cut out certain pieces, or, you know, the face or the back, and rehabilitate them into new masks. All right. Once you actually found the pictures or the people that you want to do, take snapshots of it. If you find a video, do like a screenshot and then print those all out. See, here's a great example for the Deathstroke mask that I'm working on. Zengprod was able to do one. So as you can see, I did multiple screenshots where it's pointing this way, pointing that way, and then pointing straight on. One thing, I normally don't use patterns. I do everything freehand, so I look at it. I guess that's the reason why I keep screwing up, but it's a great learning experience for me because I'm able to do it, like, I guess be more original and branch out and not get something like exactly, because I hate when teachers follow the book and only repeat the book. I want somebody to go crazy and just be like, there's a big difference. When I learned Java programming, there was one teacher that was horrible and just read from the book and read from the PowerPoint and just expected you to know this. And the other one was like the CEO of a company who taught part-time, who was a skydiving captain, and came up with all the Java programs off the top of his head based on his skydiving programs. That's amazing. And that gets your brain thinking. And of course, it prohibits you from cheating. So you really have to work hard to learn the stuff. But anyway, okay. You got this. Tools. You're going to need an X-Acto knife, something sharp to be able to cut the foam. You can use something else sharper right here, or you can use a rolling razor, which is right here. You can roll it and cut our bigger pieces. All right. Next, you're going to need glue, and do not use a hot glue gun. Absolutely No way. No way. No. No. Just no. 1,000 times no. Because your seams will break apart, and hot glue guns are great, but you know they solidify into a solid object and they break apart easily when given stress, pulling apart things. Use rubber cements. This is great for. It's a cost-effective way to bond your cosplay stuff when you're working with foam. Barge rubber cement is unbelievably awesome, far better than any other, because it's used to it's used by cobblers. Cobblers are people who make shoes, so you want to bind the soles to the actual shoes. Way heavier than something right here, but it costs about $30, almost $40. This costs like under 10. Also, spray adhesive right here. I'll get to that. This is also really good, but this uses, you can use it for the cosplay stuff, but not necessarily it's used for one particular element that I will get to. Also, of course, you're going to need an abundance of foam. I definitely recommend 5mm foam. This is really easy to get. You can go to Michael's and get this kind of stuff. Generally, the thick stuff is white, or you can luckily get it in black if it's not already sold out. But my recommendation is to go to hobbylobby.com and buy the 5mm sheets that are way bigger. It's almost like 11 by 17, far bigger, and for the same price, and you can buy it in bulk. That's what I did to make the Arkham Knight, because you want to make sure you have it in bulk in case you screw up, because you don't have to keep running back and forth to the store. And of course, making my new project, I had to use certain pieces, so you got to think about where you got to put the stuff. So once you have all that stuff together, we're going to jump over to the interesting part, the one that may seem a little difficult. One awesome trick that I learned from Zeng Pro that has helped me out 1,000 times over is being able to learn how to make a model of a head. I'm not talking about latex. I'm not talking about anything fancy. This is definitely a cost-efficient way to be able to model a head, so you don't have to do all the guesstimate work on trying to model your head yourself. You don't want to do that. I've tried it. It's a pain in the ass. And essentially, it's probably not going to work, and it's going to be either too tight or too loose. Make sure that you invest in something like this. Little model head. It's around the same size as my head. It looks a little bit cooler. It's got a more defined chin, but that's okay. About $20 maybe. You take your head, you spray it with the adhesive. This is where the adhesive comes in. Take the head, you spray this on top of the head, and then you put this on here, but then you're able to meld it on here. You want to make sure that the nice flat area is on one side of the head. There. Now you got right here, you want to use something like this. Where's my tape? Where's my tape? Here's my tape, electrical tape. And you want to mold one side of the face. There's the eyes, there's the nose, there's the mouth right here, and you want to mold it everywhere around there. Typically from the center right here all the way down. Why only one side? Is because you want to make sure that it's completely symmetrical. You do your little designs and a marker once you get the tape right there, and then you cut it. Then this is when the tools come in. You use the tape, you mold it, you draw it. Where is it? Put a cover. You cut it, you pull it off, and then you want to make sure that you transfer it onto cardboard, not cardboard, but poster board. I use mat board. I do not recommend it because it was unbelievably hard to cut. You end up getting something like this here. You can see it better. Let's see it better right here. See? Molded it here, and then that's folds. You want to make sure that also once you have this, you transfer it onto mat. Of course, as you can see, it was a whole lot bigger than this. That's the reason why I positioned it. Let me see. I'm looking at the viewfinder to make sure it's lined up. I position it so it's a certain way. This is how you can save and conserve if you only have this small right there. And then I put this part right there. Boom. And then you use the rubber cement to make contact. Put it on both layers. One side, the other side. Maybe another layer. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then join it together. Granted, this next thing I'm going to show you doesn't look like the prettiest, but once it's done, it's going to look great. Here we go. This is the thing that I talked to you about recycling. This was the Arkham Knight failed mask. And it still fit properly. But as you can see inside here, that was the area. So I was able to make the stencils out of foam, join them together, and then make this mask. And I'm working on here. Granted, you know, Deathstroke doesn't have an eye right here. Kind of screwed up. That's okay. Once I put the paint and everything over, you're not going to be able to see these lines. It's okay if you have black stencil lines on here, because this is not how you're going to see the final project. This is just literally the core, the epidermal, before the skin of the colors, and whatever you want to put on here is finished. So we have that, and then hopefully you can get a awesome finished product that is this. And that's about it, guys. That's my short little tutorial on, oh, of course, you want to make sure that you cut these properly. Make sure you get the signs if you want to. If you need to get flat edges, definitely use rulers. I definitely recommend that. That's the last detail that I have. Oh, yeah, how did I forget this? This. And then you take your head. God, I'm so sorry I missed this. You take your head. You spray it with the adhesive. This is where the adhesive comes in. Take the head, you spray this on top of the head, and then you put this on here, but then you're able to meld it on here so it sticks, so you don't have to worry about the plastic bag moving around, because that's a big pain in the ass. So yeah, sorry, I almost forgot that. Also, I forgot two things. Spray adhesive on there, and also in order to get the shapes right here, you know how it turns, it necessarily pulls, you want to make sure it's nice and pliable, and using the heat gun, you're able to mold it so it's nice and curvy, and you get so you don't have to pull, because if you don't do that and you try to glue it on certain round parts like this and everything, it's gonna pull apart because of the tension. So you literally want to heat it up so you can form it your way with your hands. So yeah, now that I covered the heat gun and the spray adhesive, I think I covered everything. Watching this video, I hope that you guys on Dirty Issues are able to make something, anything. If you want to show me what you're working on, please go to Twitter, and it's at DigTaka, as you know, at the end of the credits every time. Or if you want to go to Instagram and share it there, it's D1Taka, so D1TAKA. And also on the Instagram for D1Taka, you'll be able to see the entire steps. Because also, while I'm building these masks, every day or every time I work on it, I take a picture and I put it onto Instagram. So you're able to see the complete life of the mask. And this. There. That A on the chest, I was able to take a picture of that and then sketch it out in Adobe Illustrator and then print it out big and then cut it out that way. But I couldn't build that chest piece if it wasn't for the help from Ares Armor, ARES space Armor. He is a friend of mine. He's great. He interviewed me, I believe, for a survey or his website. He's the man. So Zengprod, and get your stuff from Hobby Lobby. Get your stuff from Michaels. Michaels is the tools, or Home Depot's the tools. Hobby Lobby is the foam. Go to templates and tutorials from Ares Armor, or go to tutorials for Zengprod. That is it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm John Riley, and from all of us here at Dirty Issues, I want to say, for God's sakes, take care of yourselves.